When you hear the name Chris Brown, what comes to mind? A platinum-selling superstar? A man with moves smoother than silk? Or perhaps a symbol of controversy wrapped in raw, undeniable talent? Whatever your answer, there's one thing we can all agree on. Chris Brown lives a life most can only dream of. How did a kid from a small Virginia town transform into a multimillionaire powerhouse with one of the most jaw-dropping lifestyles in the game? And more importantly, how much is Chris Brown actually worth in this year? In this exclusive deep dive, we're cracking open the vault of Breezy's life, his luxury real estate, his fleet of futuristic supercars, his wild business moves, and the personal stories that shaped it all. From the music to the mansions, from heartbreak to hustle, this is the full picture of a man who's still rewriting his legacy, one beat at a time. So buckle up, because once we go inside Chris Brown's world, you won't want to come back out. Before the multi-platinum records, before the red carpets, Lamborghinis, and Grammys, before the headlines and flashing lights, there was just Christopher Maurice Brown, a wide-eyed boy from Tappahannock, Virginia. A town so small, if you blinked while driving through, you might miss it entirely. Born on May 5th, 1989, Chris grew up in a modest household. His mother, Joyce Hawkins, ran a daycare center with warmth and grit, while his father, Clinton Brown, worked as a local corrections officer, tough exterior, soft heart. Life wasn't glamorous, but it was real. His days were filled with gospel on Sundays, chores after school, and more than anything else, music. The sound of soul music would drift from the living room stereo, like perfume. Marvin Gaye, Al Green, Anita Baker. Chris didn't just hear the music, he felt it. That was the start, the spark. Before long, hip-hop crept into his world. Usher, Tupac, and his ultimate idol, Michael Jackson. He would study every move, every note, every breath MJ took on stage, mimicking him in the mirror like a young man possessed by a dream. But even as he danced and sang in front of that mirror, Chris was battling demons no child should face. When he was just 6, his parents divorced, a fracture that shook the foundation of his young world. Things got darker when his mother entered an abusive relationship. Chris, still a child, would hide in fear as his mother was attacked in the next room. He remembers it vividly, paralyzed, powerless, yet absorbing every scream, every silence that followed. The trauma reached its peak when her partner attempted to end his own life with a gunshot to the head. He survived, but blind and even more unstable. What followed was a chapter of chaos that left deep scars. In his raw 2017 documentary, Welcome to My Life, Chris opened up about those years. His voice trembled as he spoke of the helplessness, the guilt, the rage he buried deep. But in that darkness, music became more than a passion. It became his lifeline. By the time Chris was 10, it was clear he had something special. At 11, he shocked a summer camp audience with a full-throttle performance of Cisco's Thong Song. Yes, that song. Controversial choice for a kid? Absolutely. But what stuck with people was the confidence, the raw magnetism, and the vocal chops that seemed far beyond his age. Encouraged by his mother, who saw more than just a talented son, she saw a star, Chris started chasing the dream in earnest. He sang in the church choir, joined every local talent show, and mimicked the greats until their greatness started to feel like his own. The hunger grew. His mom began driving him to auditions in larger cities, sometimes for hours, hoping someone would take notice. And one day someone did. At 13, Chris was discovered by a local production team that introduced him to industry executives in New York. Soon after, he made the boldest move of his life, dropping out of Essex High School at 16 to pursue music full time. It was a gamble, but for Chris, there was no plan B, and it paid off. Because not long after, the world met Chris Brown, the artist, for the very first time. When Chris Brown dropped his self-titled debut album in 2005, the industry didn't just take notice, it paused. Here was a 16-year-old kid with velvet vocals, sharp dance moves, and charisma that radiated through the TV screen. The moment Run It hit the airwaves, everything changed. The single shot straight to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making Chris the first male artist since Montel Jordan in 1995 to debut at the top spot. He wasn't just another R&B singer, He was a lightning bolt in sneakers, but it wasn't beginner's luck. 2 years later, his sophomore album, Exclusive, dropped and solidified his place in music royalty. The hits kept coming. Kiss Kiss, With You, Forever. His voice? Flawless. His dancing? Michael Jackson Reborn. His stage presence? Electric. Brown wasn't just rising, he was floating. By 2009, just 4 years into his career, he dropped Graffiti, an album that leaned experimental. It may not have landed like the first two, but it laid the groundwork for the reinvention that would follow. Then came F.A.Me in 2011. The album title stood for Forgiving All My Enemies, and it roared onto the scene like a lion. It became his first Billboard 200 #1 album and won him his first Grammy Award for Best R&B Album. Chris was back on top. Look at Me Now became an anthem. Yeah, 3X burned up the charts, and the message was clear. He wasn't done, he was just warming up. From there, he dropped hits like a machine. Fortune, 2012, another #1 debut. X, 2014, a stylistic pivot that showed his growth. Royalty, 2015, named after his daughter, mixing club bangers with fatherhood vibes. Heartbreak on a Full Moon, 2017, a mammoth 45-track double album that still cracked the top 3. Indigo, 2019, his third Billboard #1 debut. And finally Breezy, 2022, proving that nearly 2 decades in, Chris could still dominate. But it wasn't just the music. Chris Brown is a performer. His tours, sellouts. His moves, unmatched. Early on, he opened for Beyoncé's The Beyoncé Experience and Rihanna's Good Girl Gone Bad tour. Soon after, he was headlining his own. Stadiums, arenas, international dates. He wasn't just local talent, he was a worldwide phenomenon. He sold over 197 million records globally, putting him in the same conversation as legends. And the awards, a trophy case spilling over. 1 Grammy Award, 18 Black Entertainment Television Awards, 4 Billboard Music Awards, 14 Soul Train Awards, dozens of MTV Awards from every continent. And in 2023, he achieved a milestone few even dare to chase. He surpassed Elvis Presley for the most RIAA Gold certified singles by a male vocalist. He also became only the 5th artist in history to score 10 #1s on Billboard's R&B hip-hop airplay chart with Under the Influence. But Chris didn't stop at music. In 2007, he stepped onto the big screen with Stomp the Yard. His acting had swagger and sincerity. He had guest spots on The OC, led in This Christmas, and appeared in box office hits like Takers, Think Like a Man, and Battle of the Year. He even surprised fans with a cameo in the sitcom Blackish in 2019. Behind the scenes, he was directing, producing, designing sets, and choreographing his own performances. This was no one-dimensional artist. Chris Brown was building an empire with art, sound, and spectacle. But make no mistake, his career hasn't been a smooth ride. Fame came with headlines. Headlines came with pressure. And pressure sometimes brought chaos. Yet even with every tabloid explosion, he came back stronger. Each time critics thought he was done, he delivered another hit, another chart topper, another "how is he still doing this" moment. Chris Brown is a contradiction, flawed, gifted, broken, brilliant. But above all, he is resilient, and that resilience has made him one of the most impactful artists of the 21st. So with all that fame, all those plaques, and all those paychecks, just how much is Chris Brown really worth? Let's open the vault and count. As of 2020, Chris Brown's estimated net worth exceeds $50 million. And depending on the source, that number could easily lean higher. But this isn't just about album sales or streaming checks. Chris has built an empire by turning his name into a brand, and that brand pays dividends. With over 197 million records sold worldwide, his discography remains a goldmine. He's not only earning from direct sales, but also from streaming revenue on platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube, where his videos consistently rack up millions of views. Add in his songwriting credits and production royalties, that's a serious cash flow. Then there's touring. Each time Chris hits the road, arenas fill. His live performances, renowned for their high-octane energy and flawless choreography, are not only crowd pleasers but also major moneymakers. His Heartbreak on a Full Moon tour alone reportedly grossed tens of millions globally, and each subsequent tour has followed suit. And where does someone with that kind of wealth choose to live? Welcome to a place that's more than a mansion. It's a modern-day fortress in the hills of Los Angeles. Let's take a walk through Chris Brown's jaw-dropping estate in Tarzana. Estate in Tarzana, high above the peaceful suburbs of Tarzana, California, where the buzz of downtown LA fades into the hills and palm trees sway under golden sunsets, sits a house that isn't just a home, it's a statement. Purchased in 2014 for $4.3 million, Chris Brown's primary residence is the physical embodiment of what it means to be rich in style, bold in taste, and unapologetically himself. Sprawled across 0.75 acres of prime hilltop land, this 8,000 square foot architectural stunner is less of a house and more of a kingdom. Let's start with the layout. 7 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, and 3 completely separate structures. Yes, 3. There's the main residence, of course. Then a fully detached private movie theater, complete with a bar and pool table. And finally, a standalone guest house and pool complex that looks like it was plucked straight from a high-end Bali resort. The driveway alone makes an entrance. Long, winding, and gated, it leads up to a striking 2-story facade that greets you like royalty. Inside, the mood changes from celebrity to palace. Soaring ceilings, crystal chandeliers, imported Italian limestone, ebony hardwood floors. Every room whispers luxury, but none of it screams. It's bold but refined, flashy yet focused. And then there's the kitchen. Oh, the kitchen. For someone with Chris's appetite for both food and flair, the Carrara marble countertops, oversized island, professional-grade appliances, and walk-in pantry make this a dream culinary space. It's where elegance meets efficiency, with enough room to film a cooking show or host an intimate dinner for 20. The open concept layout allows for seamless movement between rooms. The formal living room flows into the dining space, which pours into the outdoor patio through sliding glass walls. French doors open to a home office, while down the hall, a library wraps you in silence. It's the kind of design that says, yes, I work hard, but I live harder. Outside, Southern California shows off. A sparkling resort-style pool glistens under the sun, surrounded by plush loungers and manicured landscaping. There's a spa for winding down, a full outdoor kitchen with a built-in BBQ, and a chandelier-lit dining pavilion that turns every dinner into a 5-star event. Add a weatherproof flat-screen TV, an outdoor projector for movies under the stars, and suddenly you're not at a house. You're at Breezy's own private resort. But what truly separates this estate from your average Faftuan is what's upstairs. That's where you'll find Chris Brown's personal recording studio. Soundproofed, state-of-the-art, and complete with its own bathroom and balcony, this isn't just a workspace, it's a creative sanctuary. The studio has likely birthed dozens of hits, all crafted within walking distance from his bedroom. Speaking of which, the primary suite is tucked away in its own private wing. Fireplace? Check. Private terrace? Check. Spa-inspired bathroom with a steam shower and designer finishes? Triple check. Even the walk-in closets are next level, roomy enough to house an entire sneaker collection and probably a few unreleased designs no one's ever seen. Downstairs, you'll find more ensuite bedrooms, perfect for family, guests, or even staff. Every detail, from lighting fixtures to the wall textures, has been curated for harmony. It's stylish but never cold, impressive but still livable. And let's not forget the guest house and pool pavilion. Whether he's hosting celebrity friends or retreating for solitude, this space offers total privacy and peace. There's a grassy lawn, a cozy fire pit, and a sense of stillness that feels far from Hollywood chaos. This mansion isn't just real estate, it's resonance. It reflects Chris Brown's evolution, from troubled genius to disciplined creator. A man who's built a life on his own terms and now lives in a space that celebrates every inch of it. But while the house may be the throne, the garage is where royalty truly rides. Ready to meet the monsters hiding under the hood? Let's take a spin through Chris Brown's unbelievable car collection. Car collection. Step inside Chris Brown's garage, and you'll quickly realize this isn't a parking space. It's a museum of horsepower, a symphony of speed, and a bold statement of identity. Where most collective art are sneakers, Breezy collects machines, each one louder, faster, and flashier than the last. Let's start with the crown jewel, the Bugatti Veyron. This isn't just a car, it's a mechanical masterpiece. With a quad-turbocharged 8.0-liter W16 engine producing 1,001 horsepower, the Veyron once held the title of the world's fastest production car. Its sleek, low-slung silhouette and futuristic curves command attention even when parked. And Chris, he doesn't just drive it, he owns it, styles it, lives it. It's the kind of car you don't buy, you earn. Then comes the American Beast, the 2010 Dodge Viper. Raw, brutal, loud. With an 8.4-liter V10 engine and a top speed over 200 mph, the Viper is a love letter to old-school muscle wrapped in a modern shell. Chris likely had this one customized. After all, why settle for standard when you can have something no one else on the planet drives? And yes, no superstar garage is complete without a Lamborghini or two. First up, the 2014 Lamborghini Gallardo. Sharp lines, unmistakable angles, and a 552 horsepower V10 that purrs like a lion before it roars. It's the Lamborghini that defined a generation of supercars, and Chris makes it look like it rolled off the pages of a fashion magazine. But that's just the appetizer, because then comes the Lamborghini Aventador SVJ 2022 edition. SVJ stands for Super Veloce, which in Lambo language means brace yourself. With 770 horsepower, a carbon fiber body, and a top speed of 217 mph, the SVJ isn't just a car, it's a street-legal rocket. It's engineered for performance, built for thrill seekers, and when driven by Breezy, it's poetry in motion. But it's not all about gas-guzzling giants. Chris Brown is also a man of the future. Enter the Faraday Future FF91, a next-gen electric SUV that feels like it belongs in a sci-fi film. With 150 horsepower and the ability to go 0 to 60 mph in just 2.4 seconds, this EV is smarter than your phone and smoother than your favorite R&B track. Sleek, silent, and packed with AI tech, it's proof that Chris isn't just riding trends, he's helping shape them. Then there's the icon, the Porsche 911, sleek, classic, timeless. With its perfect blend of performance and practicality, the 911 is the kind of car you drive on Sunday morning or to a red carpet event. It's speed with sophistication, exactly how Chris likes it. And now we enter the wild side of the garage. The Rezvani Beast is not your average supercar. It's ultralight, unapologetically aggressive, and built for the track. With a turbocharged 500 horsepower engine and a design straight out of a cyberpunk dream, this machine looks like it could outrun time itself. It's loud, proud, and completely outrageous. But if you thought that was bold, wait until you meet its big brother, the Rezvani tank. Yes, a tank. Well, not quite military grade, but close. This armored SUV is bulletproof, features night vision, and can survive terrain most cars wouldn't dare touch. It's powered by a V8, rides like a monster, and looks like a sci-fi villain's getaway car. For Chris, who's no stranger to the chaos of fame, the Rezvani tank doubles as security on wheels and a loud flex on the streets of LA. Rounding off this collection of horsepower and attitude is the Rolls-Royce Wraith, the grand finale of refinement. This isn't about speed, it's about presence. Powered by a 6.6-liter twin-turbo V12s with 624 horsepower, the Wraith glides like a cloud, wrapped in handcrafted leather, rich wood accents, and the iconic Starlight headliner, a ceiling filled with thousands of tiny lights that mimic a starry sky. It's a car fit for a king, and in this world, Chris Brown is that king. Altogether, Chris Brown's car collection is more than just a display of wealth, it's a rolling biography. Every model speaks to a different side of his personality: the performer, the rebel, the futurist, the icon. It's fast, it's fearless, and above all, it's him. But Breezy's not just about owning things, he's about building empires. Let's take a look behind the scenes at the business ventures powering his wealth and influence far beyond music. Business ventures. It all began in 2007 when he launched Chris Brown Entertainment, CBE, under Interscope Records. At first, it served as a springboard for up-and-coming artists like Sevyn Streeter, Joel James, and Kevin McCall. But by 2014, Chris turned the spotlight inward, using CBE to take full creative control of his own releases. No middlemen, no watered-down ideas, just Chris calling the shots. In an industry known for control battles, that move made him not just an artist, but an executive. But CBE was just the beginning. In 2009, Chris dipped into digital culture with Mechanical Dummy, a lifestyle blog showcasing trends in music, fashion, and tech. It was a clever move, a platform that let fans peek inside his taste-making mind while also shaping conversations in youth culture. Then came the surprise twist: burgers. In 2015, Brown casually revealed that he owned 14 Burger King franchises. Yes, 14. It was a genius example of passive income through a tried-and-true business model. He held onto them for several years before selling, proving that even in the fast food world, Chris knew when to enter and when to exit. Fashion, of course, is where Chris truly left his mark. In 2012, he launched Black Pyramid, a streetwear label designed in partnership with the minds behind Pink Plus Dolphin. The brand quickly gained traction among urban trendsetters, thanks to bold graphics and unapologetic style. By 2016, a strategic partnership with Snipes brought Black Pyramid into malls across Europe and North America. It wasn't just merch, it was a movement. His modeling resume, equally stacked. Chris became the face of Bape Black Label, the high-end line from a bathing ape, and posed for Philip Plein's luxury campaigns. These weren't just one-off gigs, they were calculated moves to blend celebrity with commerce. Then came the wild card: cereal. In Body One, Chris launched Breezy's Cosmic Crunch with SoFlo Snacks, a limited edition, collectible breakfast cereal aimed at his fan base. It was quirky, unexpected, and sold out. It showed that with the right name, anything could become a product. In 2022, he made a futuristic pivot by launching NFT collections like the Oracles and the Breezyverse, featuring 3D animation, blockchain verification, and bundled streetwear. These drops weren't just cash grabs. They were immersive brand experiences, and they dropped in perfect sync with his Breezy album, maximizing hype and merging music with tech. But perhaps the boldest move came in 2023, when Chris entered the booming cannabis industry. Teaming up with California-based originals, he launched Bucine, his own line of high-end recreational cannabis. With slick branding and curated strains, Bucine positioned itself not as a novelty, but as a lifestyle. The same year, Chris took another step into the electric future, this time as co-creation officer and ambassador for Faraday Future Intelligent Electric Inc. He didn't just endorse their EVs, he helped shape them. That's influence. That's innovation. That's Breezy, playing the long game. So what's the common thread in all these ventures? Vision. Chris Brown isn't chasing trends, he's setting them. Whether it's flipping burgers or flipping NFTs, he's building a brand that stretches far beyond music. And in an industry where most stars burn bright and fade fast, he's proving that smart moves, bold risks, and authentic self-expression can turn fame into a foundation. But no matter how many businesses he builds, there's always a human story behind the empire. Now let's step away from the spotlight and take a closer look at the man behind the brand, his personal life, his faith, his struggles, and everything in between. Personal life. His personal life has never been private. It was 2007 when he began dating Rihanna, two rising stars, two media darlings. The world was enchanted until everything shattered in 2009. The domestic violence incident that surfaced days before the Grammys changed both of their lives forever. The public was stunned. Chris's image, once squeaky clean, was dragged through the mud, and behind the headlines was a 19-year-old trying to make sense of a life spiraling out of control. He pled guilty, served probation, and watched his career teeter on the edge. But beneath the PR damage control was a young man grappling with guilt, an emotional pain that ran deeper than most ever knew. In the years that followed, Chris's love life remained messy, public, and deeply human. He was briefly linked to model Jasmine Sanders, then media personality Drea Michela. But it was Koreche Tran who captured his heart in the tabloids' attention. Their on-again, off-again relationship was marked by passion, betrayal, and ultimately, heartbreak. When news broke that Chris had fathered a child with another woman, the fallout was immediate. Tran walked away, but a new chapter in his life began. Fatherhood. Chris is now a father of 3 children, and his role as a dad seems to have grounded him in a way fame never could. He often shares moments with his kids on social media, dance-offs, quiet cuddles, proud birthday messages. For a man raised in chaos, parenthood became a chance to rewrite the narrative, to give his children what he never had: stability, affection, presence. Faith has also been a cornerstone in his private world. Raised in the church, Chris has often spoken about his belief in God, not as a performance, but as survival. After serving jail time in 2014, he emerged with a renewed sense of humility. In interviews, he said he doesn't pray for success, but for peace, for understanding, for strength. His faith, though quiet, is a thread that's held him together through storms, both public and personal. And the storms have been many. Legal trouble followed him for years, from club altercations with Drake and Frank Ocean, to lawsuits from former managers, to restraining orders and copyright claims. Chris Brown has spent as much time in courtrooms as in studios. But beneath the chaos was something deeper: unaddressed trauma. In 2013, during a court-mandated rehab stint, doctors diagnosed him with bipolar II disorder and post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, conditions often masked by fame and buried under substance use. Chris admitted to self-medicating with lean, Xanax, and marijuana. Former security guards would check his pulse at night, afraid he might overdose. He wasn't just lost, he was drowning. In his Welcome to My Life documentary, he spoke with chilling honesty about contemplating suicide in the aftermath of the Rihanna scandal. "I felt like a monster," he said, "like I couldn't shake it. It was a raw moment, one that peeled back the celebrity veneer to show a boy broken by childhood, burdened by fame, and begging for healing. But if there's one thing Chris Brown has proven, it's resilience. He's still here, still dancing, still creating, still growing. His journey isn't perfect. It never was. But maybe that's the point. Behind the gold chains and Grammy nods is a man who stumbled, stood back up, and continues to fight for something more: peace, purpose, and a second chance. And now we want to hear from you. Which part of Chris Brown's lifestyle impressed you the most? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the life and empire of Breezy, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the next celebrity breakdown, luxury mansion tour, or superstar car collection. More amazing stories are coming, and we'll be right here, shining a light on the lives you've always wanted to look inside.